Good day. Today we will talk about Foundry. Let's say what is Foundry, and we will introduce you to Foundry, the word Foundry, which they say there are various manufacturing processes by which a product can be made. Each process, however, has its own place and can particularly be adopted to certain specific applications. Thus, where a product can be manufactured by two or more processes, the real problem is to choose the most economic out of it. So foundry or casting then comes in now. They tell you foundry is a process of forming metallic products by melting the metal, pouring it into a cavity known as molds. So the mold where you pour after melting your metal, where you pour the shape you want to produce as metal after melting the metallic substance or product, so where you pour it to get the shape that you want to produce is called mold. So, and it allows it to solidify. It allows your metallic substance which you have melted into molten form to solidify inside the mold to give you the desired shape that you printed already in the mold. So they say it's in this way the molten metal takes the shape of the mold. Yeah, that's what I said. So this product is cleaned and machined to desired dimensions. Molds can be made of metals or non-metal. So you can prepare your mold with metal, or you can still prepare it with non-metallic products. So we'll still tell you about all these things as we run down. But generally, they are prepared in sands. So most molds mostly are prepared in sand. So most times they do sand molding. So they say the basic steps in making a cast can be set forth as follow. So there are steps you follow if you want to make a cast. They say one, you have to first of all do the pattern you want to produce. So anything you want to cast must first of all have a pattern. Then you talk about making the mold and core making. So then you do your mold and also your core making. Then you do your melting and pouring. So you melt your metal and then pour. Each of these has steps and steps and steps. So you do your cleaning of your castings. So that's the last time after you have made the pattern you want to cast. You prepare the mold you want to cast the pattern into. Then you talk about how to melt your metal which you want to cast. So after melting, you pour in the desired mold already prepared by either metallic substance or non-metallic substance. Then after pouring your casting, your molten metal, you allow it to solidify in the mold. So that's the work of the mold, to hold the molten metal into solidification, so to bring out the desired solid shape you have printed already in the mold. So after solidifying, after pouring, you bring it out, then you machine, you cut off the unwanted parts, the risers, the runners, the ingots. So you cut this off, then you clean your casting. So that's the final step in having a well designed and quality finished product of casting after casting. So it also will go through inspection to know the quality test and destructive test of the material and know how durable it will be. So we talk about let's move into pattern. What is pattern making? Which is the first step. It's the first step in your production. So you have to know what is pattern making. So they say pattern making, this is the first step in casting of a job. The pattern is a model of a job and is made of suitable material, commonly wood or metal, and is used to make the mold. So the success of a casting process depends a lot on the quality and design of the pattern. So they say success, say for you to have a good casting, it must first of all depend on the quality of the pattern. So if you have used a good material to build or make your pattern, definitely your casting will be of a good finish. So then talk about let's go into mold and core making. So let's say, what is mold? Mold is the cavity which is formed with the help of the pattern in a suitable mold material, commonly the molding sand. So suitable mold material commonly are always the molding sand. Sometimes a hole or a recess is core in the mold. The shape sometimes a hole or a recess is required in the cast. The shape of the core corresponds to the shape of the hole or recess. The core are usually made of sand, having compositions such different from the molding sand. So they talk about core making and sand and molding. So it's two different things. So core is the hollow interior of a casting. So cores are used to create interior holes in a casting. Maybe a hole that you might find difficult to machine. Holes that are difficult to machine can be achieved by using a core. So most core are mostly used materials are mostly sand. So but now they're saying that the sand in making your cores are always different from sands used in making your molding sand. So the molding sand is for the molten metal, the shape. So that's the mold. The complete mold is of different composition of sand. While the core that you will use if you want to make an interior hole in the casting has its own sand and properties. And why do they have different sands? Definitely it's just because of the temperature. So the sand has a temperature it absorbs from the molten sand during casting, while the core also has temperature it also absorbs during casting. The shape of the core corresponds to the shape of the hole or recess. The core are usually made of sand, having composition much different from the molding sand. Then let's talk about what is melting and pouring. So once the mold is made, it is ready to receive the molten metal. At this stage, the metal is melted in stable forms depending upon the amount and the nature of the metal. When the metal is completely molten, it is tapped in a suitable ladle and then poured in the mold. So do you understand that? So we talk about the melting and casting process. So then he said that melting happens once the mold is ready. Once the mold you have used to the mold you want to cast, you have imprinted the shape you want to cast already in the mold with your pattern. So now the next step is for you to melt your metal, desired metal you want to cast, and then pour. So pouring of your mold depends on the shape you want to get. So metal, you have to find the furnace that you can use to melt this material you want to melt. So that is about melt. So we talk about cleaning. So after the metal has been poured in the mold, the whole thing is allowed to cool, solidifying the metal. So when the process of creation is complete, the casting is taken out The casting at this stage, however, is not in the same form in which it is desired, and its cleaning is very essential. The process of cleaning is done in two types as given below. All extra parts like sprues, gates, risers, etc. are removed. Said that before. Then the surface of the casting is cleaned by removing the sand and other foreign particles, clinging to its surfaces. So that is about cleaning of your metal.